Hey guys, welcome back to my next book preview video. This week we have a Dracopedia book, Field Guide by William O'Connor. So a quick look at the front and back there. These are hardback books, by the way. So getting straight into this one. This is one that you guys have been requesting for a little while actually, but we'll just take a quick look at the contents there. So you can see it breaks the full book down into like different sections of dragons, different dragon types. Feel free to pause the video there and take a proper look through. But yeah, I've been sort of previewing quite a few dragon books or dragon art related books recently. And yeah, I've had a few guys message me on social media and say, could I preview this one? Maybe along with any of the other Dracopedia books in the series, because there's actually quite a few of them. And they all seem to be really nice hardback books. I think they're all by the company Impact Books. But this one isn't actually an art book as such, in terms of it's not showing you exactly how to draw a dragon step by step. It's more of, as the title suggests, a field guide. It's information, like habitat, weight, size, features, all that good stuff. If you're into fantasy, you probably love this kind of thing. But it's quite an interesting book from what I've looked through. I haven't looked through loads of it yet, though, because I only just really received it. But I mention that because a lot of the other books in the series of the Dracopedia book series have like step-by-steps and information specific on how to draw them. For me, I buy these books more, this one in particular, I bought more for ideas and inspiration, because obviously the dragons in here are still artwork, they're still illustrations and paintings, again by William O'Connor, who unfortunately is no longer with us. When I found these books in recent years, I think he'd passed sort of a few years close to this, prior to this, which is a real shame. I feel like he kind of went a little bit under the radar. It may just be that I wasn't familiar with his work at the time, but when you look at the sheer quantity of work and how good his illustrations are, his paintings, I'm surprised he wasn't bigger, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it's a real shame to have lost him, because his work is absolutely beautiful. I think there's a Facebook page where maybe a friend or family member runs it still, sometimes post pictures. And I think they display his work in galleries and stuff. And yeah, there's some really nice work in there. But yeah, what I was saying is this one isn't how to draw them, but it's still, in my opinion, very worthwhile if you draw dragons. Maybe even more so than the others, because having this information probably is more helpful when learning to draw them and create your own. I always say that step-by-step videos are more, in my opinion, more aimed at maybe not kids, but a little bit more limited. And just to show you one of the other books, this is the main Dracopedia book that I find comes up a lot. I've seen this one come up at quite a good price, actually. There is quite a few other books in the series. There's also this How to Draw Dinosaurs one. And I'll put links to that dinosaur one, the preview that I've done in the description box below. I haven't actually previewed the one with the red dragon on the front, purely because there's already a lot of videos of it on YouTube, so I figured it was probably a bit pointless. So you can see how it's breaking the different sections down. We're up to Drake here. Off the top of my head, it had things like Wyvern, Worm, Drake, Basilisk. So it actually is a huge range of dragons as well, and some that are very, maybe it sounds a bit silly saying uncommon, but lesser known, things that you don't see as much of. It has like Eastern dragons, stereotypical Western dragons. Here we've got Hydra. So some really, really cool ones, some that are well known and some that are not. And the books that I'd been recording recently, by the way, they're a little bit more of like a line art anime style, but these are the dragon art books, and this one's just a gallery of this lady's work. But again, I will put links to those in the description box below. Those are the ones that I started uploading when people had started requesting these ones. I do think I prefer the rendering in these ones. I think the dragons are a lot more realistic, a lot more detailed, but everybody prefers different art styles, and even so, there's still some really nice designs in those dragon art books, even if they are more cartoony. Again, they're sort of step-by-step ones for the most part, and I would say some of them are a little bit more child-friendly, learning how to draw. But again, no matter what level you're at, if you draw dragons, I think they're all really inspiring books. I think I actually do have another Drawing Dragons book, but let me see if I can find that. Yeah, so this one, in fact, this one is absolutely massive. And this is just a gallery of dragons. One of my first art book preview videos, I think. But again, I'll put links to that below. Mainly a gallery, but again, very inspiring. So I find myself gravitating more towards like inspiring ideas, designs, things like that when it comes to fantasy, especially with dragons, more so than, you know, how to draw them. But again, all tips and things like that I do find very helpful. And as well as this one and that one I showed at the beginning with the red dragon on the cover, there's also a Dracopedia Bestiary, I think it's pronounced, which is other mythical creatures. So I think it's got like a serpent kind of thing on the front. I haven't seen that one, so I'd be intrigued to get it. And aside from that, I think there's at least 2 other dragon drawing books in the Dracopedia series. One has like this sort of grey-blue dragon on the front, I think. I think that's called Great Dragons, an Artist's Field Guide and Drawing Journal. And then there's another one that's got a red cover, or like a red-brown cover, that's called something like Dracopedia Legends. Again, I think it's an artist's guide to drawing dragons of folklore. Onto the Wyvern section now. One of my favourite ones. I think these are the ones where they don't have arms, like the Western dragons, as well as wings. It's more that their wings actually are arms, I guess, is the best way to describe it. So kind of like the ones in the Game of Thrones series as well. I think they're wyverns. I could be pronouncing the names wrong, by the way. But that's pretty much it, guys. So I hope you found this video useful if you were looking to buy the book. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out a lot. Thank you for watching.